New news, my book is now going to be available later this month. It's going to be on Amazon. It's going to be available, and I think November 5th, I'm going to be at the Barnes & Noble in New York City. Maybe look on their website, the Barnes & Noble in Union Square in New York City. The foreword is by Nick Offerman, which is good timing because Nick's book is out. There'll be a little segment later in this blog about Nick's book. If you're like me, you have 100 hand saws, but check out this device I just got. I found it on Craigslist, and I went and picked it up, and the guy had 3 pieces. He had the sharpener, the retoother, and the setter. Here I do a really quick test with the sharpener. I didn't even do every other tooth. I just did it straight away. I know I should skip it and then change the angle. But it was just a quick test on an old beat-up saw, and it brought it back to life like you wouldn't believe. Take a look. Look forward to an upcoming video where I restore this saw. This saw has got a cast iron handle. I don't know if anybody knows what this particular brand is called. Please let me know. But I'm going to retooth it, file it, clean it up, and get it nice and sharp. So this week we hosted our very first class here at the house. Taylor produced the event. She was amazing. Thank you, Taylor. And Seb and Amore, my friends from Colorado, came to teach wet plate photography. And if you don't know anything about it, it's sort of the same type of photography that was done during the era of the Civil War, which is why these pictures automatically look vintage. Here's a little sequence that gives you a taste of what the weekend was like.
Because it's locked as well, so like
I got it from my neighbor about 8 years ago, and we found out it's worth somewhere in the area of $1,000.
Oh my god, he really looks dead.
That's great. That's cool.
Oh, you got a nice one over here.
I'm just realizing now, I'm just understanding it, how it's basically it's a negative on black.
Yeah.
And the black is not quite as black as the background black.
Right.
So it becomes the positive.
Uh-huh.
That makes sense?
So there is if it looks straight, it is straight, but I think it's like blown out.
Yeah.
And it's all learning experience, so.
Yeah.
With you. I'm like, yeah, I put.
Who's flying that drone? Sean?
Very good. That'll be the beginning of the critique.
Maybe we should do it on a tape.
Hey, Mom.
Yeah. Well, I've actually said my mum that. Yeah, she's like, what's the deal with it?
Is there wax on it?
I don't know if these were wax.
Okay.
Green and fresh?
This one's really creepy.
This is just a dark
right.
Just need 10 arms.
Me sort of coming out of the
Yeah, it's just a dark
Well, I mean, it's the whole idea of like reference and like this. If anybody wants to leave some here, Taylor would like right now,
Like in general, like for the
I'll
weekend.
probably have a short one.
Well, no, it's not 2 lenses.
It's one lens, it stays.
We had a great time. The guys are amazing, so thank you everybody. Put ice in there, and well, actually, you scrape on the big block of ice, and Then you open it up and you dump it in a cup. Put some.
Okay.
While the guys were here, I brought them out antiquing, and we stopped at one of my favorite places here. It's up the road from my house in Broome, in Greene County. My buddy Ed Wood. Ed has been collecting tools forever, and we had a little chit chat, and I looked at his stuff. Take a look. How long have you been collecting tools?
Forever, it seems like. Probably 40 years. Buying, selling, trading,
Yeah.
whatever.
I know.
I get the right deal, I'll buy anything.
But you sell everything really reasonable.
I don't try to make a killing.
Yeah.
I want to make a few bucks on what I pay for it. I worked for a carpenter. I had several of them like that. A couple of them he wouldn't let me touch them. He used the other side. I used mine.
I know the feeling when people are in my shop. Like, don't go near that. Don't even hold it, because they'll put it on the table wrong.
Touch it.
For prying open, this is for opening up little crates.
Wooden crates. Everything came in a wooden crate.
Yep, back before tape.
If you had the boxes now, people love the boxes.
What is the courses on that? Is that?
It might be for measuring board feet in the logs. I'm not
right
sure.
on. Right on. So one thing no one knows how to use, except for that one guy that scribbles numbers fast down at the sawmill, and you wonder if he's lying to you. Yeah. Nick invited me to Brooklyn this weekend. He did a book reading in Williamsburg, Brooklyn, and this is a little bit of that evening. He said, "Come on along, I'll embarrass you."
It's on the island of Manhattan, School of Visual Arts. He teaches a class called 3D Design, and it's basically make anything out of anything. Envision an object, and we'll make it. What do you want to make it out of? Wood, glass, toothpaste, carbon fiber, whatever. He's an insatiable knowledge of materials and making methods. Jimmy is a sweetheart who gives away his knowledge freely in many forms. He also is 1/3 of the podcast Making It, lending him a very urban, grease-stained Robin Hood quality that I adore. We often just send each other pictures of beautiful vintage tools that we come across, like soldiers in the war sending pin-ups of movie starlets. Trust me, nobody was ever half as inspired by Betty Grable as Jimmy and I are by a Northfield joiner from the 1960s. So there's a lot of that kind of material. Thank you, Jimmy. You're excused now.
Nick's new book is out now. You can get it online anywhere, and there's a chapter on me. So thank you, Nick. So I want to tell a little story. I got a phone call from Lincoln. They said, we're sending you a Torchmate CNC table, and it had apparently been on a movie set. I don't know which movie set, but it was in the background of some mad lab somewhere. I got a call from the driver. He says, I'm going to be there in a little bit. You have a forklift? I said, no. He goes, well, how are we going to move this thing? I said, well, when you get here, we'll take a look at it. And he opened it up, and it was a box that was 7 feet by 7 feet by 7 feet. I had no means to move it. We were completely jammed up and had no idea what to do. A delivery man from the Lowe's here in Glenmont, New York was driving by, and he saw my dilemma, and he stopped, and he was gracious enough. So Larry from Glenmont Lowe's, you're the man. Thank you so much. It was such a kind gesture for him to see us struggling, and just, he goes, let me pull over. He pulled over, unhooked the forklift, and got it to where we needed. So thank you, bro. That was amazing of you. And so now I got to get this thing set up, plugged in, and look forward to some videos from that. We were all hanging out taking pictures, and we noticed the cat was playing around with a little mouse. And so I ran over. Taylor wanted me to go and save the mouse. So I ran over to save the mouse, and he immediately ran up my leg and under my shirt. And I panicked. And here's a little piece of that. So enjoy. He ran right up my shirt.
There he is.
Did you get that?
Just a little field mouse. Look at him, he's just hanging out. Probably the one you grabbed the other day. There you go.
You're welcome.
I just hit 800,000 subscribers, so I'm going to make a video about vices. So look forward to that. I have a lot of vices, and I mean real vices, not smoking and drinking. I don't do those things.